Hello,
Hi, hello, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good as well. Thank you for asking.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I just had one question in
Okay.
regards to so I have like a small issue if I can maybe share my screen.
Just give me a moment,
Yeah,
and you should be able to do it now.
okay, great, thank you. Okay, so basically I've been trying to kind of figure it out with the bot here, but I wasn't really that successful. So basically what I kind of yeah, what's not really working for me is that obviously, let's say that's the just don't mind the other language, but so that's like the homepage, right, of the course that I'm building, and here are like the next training. So basically, when I access the first training, let's say, I would like the second one to be displayed here as well. But when I follow the instructions from the bot to set it up this way, that um, let's say if we go here, right, and then I try to edit the content, right, and then there's the show next available training, like the kind of place where I can choose how many of the next trainings I want to choose. Like it's not popping up for some reason, and I just wasn't able to establish that with the bot, really.
Okay. So right now, how many trainings do you have? Two?
Just to, yeah, because I'm building it slightly different than let's say week by week. That's why I just need to do trainings, and with those trainings, it's just like a video of explanation, and then under each training, there is a link to another custom page where my clients have like built-in diet plans basically that they can download because they are, member.
Okay,
But
I
just
see.
yeah.
So can you go to the step three in your course to see the content?
Could you repeat where
Right
I
there,
should go? Sorry.
right there.
Okay,
In the
here.
step three, step three course content. So the reason why the training 2 is not showing is because it's worth 0 XP points.
Okay.
So, and why this happens? This happens because um, the block that says show next available training will show you the next available training that is not completed.
Okay.
And when a training is worth 0 points, it already counts as completed because there's nothing to check.
Okay, so I need to create like an action step for that training,
Correct.
for
Like
action
watch
point.
video or something like that, and use a
Yeah,
checkbox.
yeah, okay, let's just leave it like this for for now, and let's see. Yeah, thank you. I wouldn't I wouldn't probably get to it by myself. Okay, let's let's see if it's there. And if it's there, hmm. Let's see if it's safe. Yeah, okay. So I think it should be good. Let me just refresh the page then. And then yeah, and in the single training, right? I could probably edit it as well.
To see if it worked, you will have to preview the training one in the step three.
Oh, okay. So okay, that's the training one page, I believe. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's great. Thank you. I mean that
Excellent.
was yeah, that was the only thing really.
Got it. You're very welcome. Just a question for you.
Yeah.
Where did you get the link of this meeting? Because I
Um
think that people is getting confused.
Yes, so basically, I went 1 second. So I went on the like the general page, right? I went to help center,
Yes.
and then there's an open office hours and training workshop button. I clicked it, and then I clicked the first link under the when it's the next session, and then it takes me to like the advent.com page, and then I can see the upcoming event, and I clicked it, and it just added to my calendar. But let me show you, maybe that's also useful. For some reason, and that's the second time I joined, and it generated like three separate Zoom links for me.
Okay, I
So
see.
maybe that's the case, because I clicked the first two and nothing happened, and only when I clicked the third one, like I was able to join.
Okay, got it. So this is because you add the calendar to like your Google account or something?
I added it to the Apple Calendar, yeah, and it
Oh, okay.
automatically gave me like three different links for some reason.
Okay, I see. Maybe that's why the people is getting confused. It's that I'm not sure if because the office hours link changed last week actually. So
Mm-hmm.
the last week the office hours link was the same that was like 4 months ago, but at the end of last week, all the links changed in the office hours calendar.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if the people that is like saving the link without using the calendar is getting confused or something like that.
Yeah,
But
maybe
I
like
was
this, yeah.
wondering if this was working correctly, but
Mm-hmm.
since you have shown me, it looks like it's working. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because two people open a ticket right now to ask if the office hours
Okay.
were happening, and I was like, yes, here's the link, but I'm not sure if they will join.
Well, hopefully they will. Well, thank you very much for the help. Have a good day.
You're very welcome. You too.
Take care. Bye bye.
Goodbye. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Excellent.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Yeah, something's goofy with the links. Um,
Yeah, I think most people got confused because the link changed last week. So, I mean, the link for the previous meeting was the normal one. That's because we had no issues last Tuesday. But through the week, they updated because they had to update the links. And I'm not sure how much confusing that was for all of you because um, that person is no longer here, but a person joined before. So I was thinking maybe the link is completely wrong and no one is going to join, but one person managed to join. So I was thinking maybe the link is good, but it's confusing. And he told me that the calendar was showing like three links and something like that. So I'm going to
oh,
clarify that after this meeting because
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty weird, like
Well,
having
I
you
think
join one by one.
yeah, yeah, because and thanks for sharing it. But just from my perspective, so sometimes like when you add it to your calendar, like like a week in advance, right? And it changes, then the link is in your calendar is still the old link, right? So that might be what happened with me. But then I went to like on the main XP dashboard and just went to like, today's date and clicked on there when it says like add it to calendar and then it has the link. And I clicked on that and it said it was scheduled for April 1st, which is next week. And so I was
Oh,
sitting in the waiting room, just kind of waiting, and then I looked and I said, oh, it's April 1st. That's not right. So anyway,
okay.
yeah. So
Let me see. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I think I see the issue is somehow the link for today, it's the oh this is even weirder. It's like I click on March 25, but the page is showing me April 8.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where I have to check this.
Well, maybe it said
Okay.
April 8th. I thought it said April 1st, but that's, yeah, either way, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I had a quick question. Maybe it's not so quick, but um, just in theory, um, if I wanted to do a second cohort, I have a first cohort that went through the program, um, a course, and I want to do another one. What I'm sure you could just simply duplicate it. But what are kind of, can you walk me through kind of the pros and the cons of duplicating it or simply adding another cohort to the existing? Um,
Okay.
because, I guess those are the two options that I have, is what I'm thinking. There might be a
Yes.
third.
Yeah, those are mostly the two primary options. Um, Actually, I think we discussed that like 3 weeks ago with another coach. So the main question here is before choosing one of those two options is, are you planning to update the content for your new cohort, or the content is going to remain exactly the same? Um, because having your new cohort join your previous course means, like, for example, if you're uploading new content, will your previous cohort will have access to that content or not? Uh, because by duplicating the course and having the new cohort in a different course, you can manage them differently from your previous cohort. But if you're planning that the content is exactly the same that your previous cohort, you can have them in the same course, like exactly the same. because your previous cohort will still have access. Well, unless you suspend them or remove them, of course. Um, but if you're planning to keep the content as it is, and you're not planning to add more content to it, and I'm talking about course content like module and training, because for example, if you have bonuses or replays, it's easier to add more of them through the course because um, for example, the blog that it says shows next available training does not contemplate those. So those can be added on a real time and they can just consult in the all replays or all bonuses links. But your models and trainings in the course content step, if you're not planning on adding more content to it, you can have both in the same course. You will have to, well, it depends. It depends also if you're planning that your new cohort has like access to a different type of content. You can have a different type of content for your new cohort. You can manage it with tags. Like if you don't have this tag, you won't see this content and just assign that tag to your new cohort. But it's important when I say that if you're planning to update your content, I mean, if you're planning to update the content for the previous cohort or for the new cohort, because when you update content, you have to think about the two cohorts or all the cohorts that you have in your course. Because when you release new content, you have to see which tags control this, which tag control this, and you have to organize it. So the short answer is if you plan to set up your content for the first time and leave it like ready at first, you can have the cohort in the same course and separate them by tags, and that's it. Also, if you're planning that they go through the same content as your previous course, instead of duplicating the course, you can just add them with a new tag that says cohort 2 or something like that, and that's it. But that tag won't do anything, it's just to identify them.
Right. Okay. And that might be a good practice to do, right? If you're kind of stacking cohorts on top of each other. Is there,
Yes, because
yeah,
if you're planning to stack cohorts like more than 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, um, keep in mind that I'm not sure in which plan you are, but some plans have a limit of courses, a specific limit of courses that you can have published. So the most common one is, for example, the lifetime plan, uh, or the growth plan that has 10 active courses. So in that case, if you get to need a 12 cohort, something like that, you wouldn't be able because you can't have more courses published. But if you keep
but
them
that's if
in
if
the
if
same,
that's if you're duplicating it 10 times,
correct. If
right?
you're
If you're just
duplicating each
stacking
time
it,
for a,
then it's just
correct.
one course. Yeah.
If you're stacking them, it's just one course, and you wouldn't have to handle that type of situation where you don't have any more space to publish a course.
Yep. So, so I haven't gone live with the courses, or I'm only going live with the content. There are, downloadable PDFs, as a part, kind of, as a part of the course as well. But each module and training has subsequent their video. I'm not doing videos. I'm doing live trainings, video and recording them, and then putting them in the all recordings. So the question is, um, if I tagged, and I don't want the new cohort 2, to see the recordings of the first cohort, because it's a different training, right? So
Right.
if I were to use tags, could I do like different pages? And this won't be forever, but just, as I go through a couple of cohorts to like then get the real recordings, to make it more of an evergreen process, or at least a recorded process, to like put all of the trainings as a recording as opposed to a live meeting. So if I were to add tags for each cohort, could I have different recordings, all recordings pages, and give people access to those pages? Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
So, I'm thinking about how that could be set up. Um, I think it's possible. Just let me try to do it very quickly.
That's what I was thinking. Is there, you know the platform better than I do. Is there another way to
Okay.
allow them?
So I'm going to show you my screen so you can see
Okay.
my process too.
Okay. I am here we go.
So, uh, okay, so these are the replays, and this is where you have your recordings, right?
Yes.
So, in the all replays page, what I'm thinking is you should be able to choose which replays you want to show here.
Show replays for specific tags.
So there's an option here that says show replays for a specific tag only, but I think that this what is going to do is to show, let me check this. Oh, but I can I set that up right here? No, right here, no, right here. Edit. Oh, yeah. So when you are editing your replays, you have an option here that it says show this replay to people with tags. So you can select here the cohort. So if this is working as it should, when your students see the all replace block, they shouldn't be able to see the replays that they don't have the tag for. So meaning that uh, for example, let's say the tags are cohort 1, cohort 2. If this recording is for cohort 1, the students that don't have the cohort 1 tag shouldn't be able to see the replay for the cohort 1, which is what you're needing, right?
Yep. That's exactly it.
So yeah, that means that you can
So
indeed have both
so
cohorts in the same
yeah, so
course.
if I have four replays for one cohort, I can at the mastery level, I can just tag those. And then as I create new recordings, I will see 8 different recordings, right, with different tags, cohort 1, cohort 2. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
you will be able to see all of them, but the students just simply won't see them in the block
Yeah.
because
Okay.
they don't have the tag to see it.
And so same with the forum questions. If you're simply stacking cohorts on top of each other, everybody sees
Okay.
everybody's, right?
Yeah. So in the forum, you also have the ability to like restrict the spaces to a specific tag.
Oh,
So, for example, if you edit I think you have to edit the group, not the space. Yeah, you have to edit well, you can also restrict the space. It's like you can restrict all of this. For example, in this, I have test one as my group, and my spaces are testing, test two, test four, course one. If I restrict test one to show to cohort one, cohort two won't be able to see anything of this four. But if I restrict test two and four to cohort one, cohort two will be able to see testing and course one. So you can decide if you want to restrict like all of it or just one specific space. It depends on how many spaces you have in the group. If you have like 5 spaces in a group, and those five spaces were to like discuss things for cohort one, probably you will want to restrict the whole group. But if you have, for example, just one space, like for general questions, uh, it technically is the same to restrict just that space because it's the only one in that group.
mhm.
But to do it, you just have to edit it, and here at right, it says who should be able to see this group. And here it says everyone by default, meaning that all the cohorts will be able to see it. And here you can select between 3 options, like no one, it's like only for you. Student of courses is to restrict to a course, that this wouldn't be the scenario because you will have them in the same course. And student with tags, and here you can select cohort 1 and then create a new group and restrict it to the tag of cohort 2. When you add a cohort at a third cohort, restrict it to cohort 3, and that's how you can have them all in the same course, but with different spaces in the forum, so they don't see the comments of the other cohorts.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Perfect. Now it looks like so my course was done for me. So it looks like my questions, my forum questions, I wanted to ask like 12 questions throughout the course, spread out throughout the course. And so we just did like introductions and then we did course questions with all of them. I'm wondering, can I show my screen? And
Sure.
because I'm not seeing all of the questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I thought there were more, but maybe share. Maybe we didn't get that far, or I don't know. But you can tell me. Okay.
Okay, I see it now.
So here's kind of the introductions, and then so the course questions, I only see 5, and one if we're, you know, so is that all that got done? Instead of like 12?
Can you click on community questions at the left? Also, I think that's just a group.
Yeah, that was going to be kind of another, which is another question I had. Create a space. There's nothing
Okay,
here.
so the short answer for your question is, yeah, it looks like there's only 5
There's
questions
only
in
one.
there. And the way that they were set up is like those are posts inside of that single space that is called course questions. And I think this was set up with the purpose that the students like reply to the post directly. So if they want to answer in the question 5, that's why it says let us know in the comments. And they just click comment and all their answers will be there. So I think the setup that was done. Okay, yeah, but I only see 5 questions.
Yeah. Okay. So these were set up, like to answer, how do I go back? Um, like actually right after the training module. Is that what you're saying? Here.
So to get to the forum, the
No.
students usually have two ways to go to the forum. The first one is to click on well, there could be 3 ways to do it. The first one is to click on the community forum image in the left bar. That's the first option, the blue one uh, in the left bar, the
I,
sidebar. The
oh,
first option,
yeah.
community,
Mhm.
that's
Uh-huh.
one of the ways they have to go to this forum.
Hmm.
So can you go back to the course? The second option is to click just in the forum link in the navigation bar at the top of it.
Hmm.
And the last one that I think that was kind of the main idea of this setup is that I see that the the trainings have an action that it says question 1 post in the forum, where are you most looking forward to this workshop series,
Yeah.
and those actions have a direct link to the post. So can you click in that link? Yeah. Okay, so this is redirecting them directly to the post where they should comment.
Yep.
So that's the way the actions were set up for the trainings. It's like the students don't have to come here and click on course questions and find the
Yeah.
question and click comment.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 ways to access the forum,
Okay.
being the link in the action the most direct way to do it.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
So I'm gonna have to do more. I'm gonna have to set up more questions. So what's the easy, like I love that, like click here and go directly to, and I got feedback that that is a good thing. It makes it super easy for people to answer the questions.
mhm.
So this is question 5 and I've got 12 questions. So I'm gonna have to add more questions.
Yes.
So how for the next cohort here? So how do I do that? Is it
Oh,
um
you're going to start a post with the question.
okay. So I won't
So the
do the
way I
whole
see
thing.
that the setup was done is like the title is the question 6,
Yeah.
and the content of the post is like, please let us know in the comments or something like that.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And you can just click post. Okay, and now you're going to click on comment right there.
Right here. Right here.
Yes, click it. Okay, so now you're going to copy that link at the top. Like you're going to click the
Oh, up here.
copy the link that, yeah, the picture right now.
Oh,
And this link is the one you're going to use in a new training. So we can create just one for testing right now if you want. So if you
yep.
go to the step 3 of your content, um, so you're still seeing this as a student, so you will have to go to
Mm,
your coach view, that I think is the previous tab.
this one.
No, at the top. Right now you are in a tab in your browser, so change it to the previous one.
This one.
This one. Yeah, that's your. Oh no, that's also as a student.
Mm,
Um,
thought I
okay,
would have.
you can just open it again, your XP account. Right. So go to the course, and in the step 3, so do you have only 5 questions here, or
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Well, maybe. How would I double check that? Just to
you
see if
can
it's
just click
three.
to see the content of the modules. And go to the Actions and Points tab. Complete worksheet. So can you click on your first module? No, that is the first training. I'm
Oh,
talking about the first module. You can just huh, step 3 course content and the module 1. Click it. Okay, and click on your training 1 and click on actions and points, and there should be the action question 2,
yep.
post response. Okay, so can you add a new action here? You can delete it later. We just want to test. Click on add, and in the detailed action notes, what you're going to do is to like put a text like to answer the question, click here or something like that. Something that you can hyperlink. Okay, so you are going to highlight. No, delete that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I mean, you can put it that way, but if you highlight the here word,
Oh, yep.
you will have the option in the link, that one, and you can paste it there and click link,
Okay.
and you can just close it. That should be safe now.
Didn't I have to like name it something?
Oh yeah,
Action name.
you can name it.
Oh, just new action. Okay. But I was gonna do like question 6, maybe. So, all right.
Okay. And now close it. And now click on the 3 dots at the right side of the training one and click preview training. And if you go to that action that you created and
Question
click
6.
here,
There it is.
I will
Perfect.
redirect to the comments. So
Perfect.
that's how the previous 5 were set up.
Okay. Perfect. I love it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much. And how do you pronounce your name?
Well, technically, here in my country, it's just Jesus, but most people in English call me Jesus, so it's okay. Or Jesus, or something like that.
This.
So I'm good with all of those.
Okay. All right. Um, always want to ask. So, okay. Well, Jesus, thank you so much. It was super helpful. And I think I think it's just going to be a matter of tagging. Um, so that this next cohort doesn't, because I want them to see everything else. It's small enough that it's a small enough community um, to do that, to kind of stack them um, without it being awkward. I think maybe like after a year, I might have to, well, I'll probably create a new, a course more evergreen at that point. Yeah. So, and when people say like you have access to this for life, does that mean yeah, you just keep that course active, but more you're not actively contributing to it in order for that the cohort to have access to it?
I'm sorry?
Nothing. That's fine. I, I understand what I'm saying. Okay. Stop
Yeah,
sharing. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
you're very
And
welcome. Thank you for
yeah,
joining today.
yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, have a good one.
You
Hopefully
too.
these links will
Have
be
a great rest of your day.
all right. Take care.
You too. Goodbye.